Well, it's a bittersweet day for us here at KFDX. Our longtime cameraman, Steve Corbitt, is retiring after over 20 years at KFDX and more than 60 years in the industry. Josh Hoggard takes us back to 1964 and the start of Steve's incredible career.
After more than 6 decades, Steve Corbitt is calling it a career.
I've already retired once, so this is my second retirement.
Is this one official?
This is official, especially according to my wife.
For the last 61 years, Steve has worked in a handful of different fields.
An awful lot of it has been news coverage, but an awful lot of it's been production, commercials, politicals.
And it all started right here in his hometown of Wichita Falls.
My internship and first job in television was down at the street.
After a few years, he made the move to the Texas Gulf Coast, joining the team at KPRC in Houston in his early 20s.
There was a lot of amazing things that happened to me early on through KPRC. We did several ball games out of the Astrodome. The Astrodome at that time was brand new, the big new wonder of the world. Some of us wound up covering George Wallace. Some of us wound up also covering the racial problems through the South. The Vice President of the United States at that time came to Houston, and we covered that. There was a lot of history being made at that time.
Speaking of history,
it's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
KPRC provided national and international news coverage of every NASA space mission, from Gemini 4 in 1965 to the Challenger explosion in 1986, and every single Apollo mission in between.
The first time that they actually put a crew together to go out to NASA and everything, I got left off of it, so I wasn't very happy about that.
But all of that changed in 1970 when Steve was a part of one of the greatest moments in human history.
Apollo 13, NBC was the pool situation for all 3 networks. And an old-time director, Jack Dillon, for NBC, recommended I be the lighting director on it.
Steve and his crew from KPRC were off. First to Los Angeles, then to beautiful Hawaii.
That was the nice part about it, because we got to spend 2 weeks in Hawaii, expenses paid.
From there, Steve and his team headed to Pearl Harbor before Apollo 13 even left Earth's atmosphere, where they boarded the USS Iwo Jima.
I had never seen an aircraft carrier before, and it's oh, wow, that's big.
While astronauts Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, and Jack Swigert were preparing for their mission to the moon, Steve and the team from KPRC had a mission of their own.
Our remote trucks for video and everything else, and a lighting truck and all that, they were all pulled in the hangar bay. They were all parked down there. We had to assemble a studio in their hangar bay. And that's lights and everything, a control room, videotape machines. Videotape machines in those days were as big as that news desk.
It's one thing to build an entire working studio on solid ground. It's another thing entirely to build one on an aircraft carrier, all while being at the mercy of the South Pacific Ocean.
On the way, we also went through about 3 days of a typhoon, which was no fun.
But the KPRC team wasn't the only crew staring adversity in the face.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. 5 guns. Go guidance. Houston, we've had a problem.
For days, Americans bowed their heads, hoping and praying that these 3 astronauts aboard the Apollo 13 would make it home safe. Then, on April 11th, 1970,
Odyssey, Houston, we show you on the mains. It really looks great.
the command module re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, going radio silent for what felt like an eternity.
We get to the pickup zone. Communication wasn't as like it is now, so instantaneous. And they're saying they don't know whether they're alive or not.
Steve, like the rest of the nation, held his breath and waited.
All of our cameras and everything were trained on the UDT team and everything out there opening up and all this.
With the world watching, thanks to Steve and his team, an entire nation breathed a sigh of relief and rejoiced.
It was a shock to all of us that they were alive, because they had lost transmission on their way back, and that's the last we heard of them. And they come out, and we're all just very happy, extremely. Then we had to turn around and come back.
Even now, some 55 years later, it's the highlight of Steve's long, incredible career.
That stands out as one of the most prominent things. You know, I was so young, and that normally doesn't happen. I felt like I was part of history.
Steve spent the next several decades in production, film, and photography all across Texas and even beyond, before returning home to Wichita Falls.
The reason why I came back was, family.
And in 2005, he joined the KFDX family, first as a photojournalist, before moving to the studio, where he's played a number of roles on the production team. Of course, you probably know him best for his cameos on the morning and noon newscasts. Things are going to be different around the studio without Steve, especially for the man himself.
When I left the news department and came into video production, it took me a while to slow down from that. It's going to be kind of the same way.
And it goes without saying, he will certainly be missed.
I think my time spent here has been well spent. I've met some very good people. I've worked with some really great people. I will regret not seeing some of them every day. A lot of people that I've done interviews with over the years and so on, I've gotten to become very good friends with. And I'm going to miss seeing them because a lot of them come in, once a week or once a month.
But after a career of over 60 years, the last 20 spent right here with us, it's hard to be anything but excited for Steve, retiring after a long and storied career.
I'm about ready to settle back and enjoy life with my wife and family and my dogs. There's several things that we would like to do together, and better do it now while I still can.
From the entire family here at KFDX, KJBO, Texoma's Fox, and Texoma's Homepage, thank you, Steve, and congratulations on a well-earned retirement.